LeBron Raymond James was born on December 30, 1984, in Akron, Ohio, a city that would remain central to his life and story. Raised by his mother, Gloria James, who was just 16 years old when she gave birth to him, LeBron grew up in circumstances that were often unstable and difficult. His father was absent, and Gloria struggled to make ends meet, working various jobs while moving from apartment to apartment, searching for stability for herself and her son. Despite the hardships, Gloria was determined to provide as much love and care as possible, instilling in her son a resilience and determination that would become a hallmark of his personality and future career. As a child, LeBron's natural athletic ability became apparent almost immediately. He was fast, strong, and unusually coordinated for his age. Initially, he excelled in football, playing as a wide receiver and showing incredible promise, but basketball soon became his true passion. The sport offered him a sense of focus and escape from the difficulties of his upbringing. It also provided a community, as coaches and mentors began to recognize his rare talents and guide him through his early years. One of the most influential figures in his early life was Frankie Walker, a local youth football coach who took LeBron under his wing. Recognizing Gloria's struggles, Walker offered to let LeBron live with his family for a time so he could enjoy greater stability. In that environment, LeBron began to flourish. He attended school regularly, focused more on sports, and developed discipline that allowed his athletic gifts to grow. By the time LeBron reached middle school, he was already becoming a sensation in Akron. His size, strength, and skill made him stand out, and his reputation spread quickly. When he entered St. Vincent St. Mary High School, a private Catholic institution in Akron, his basketball career began to accelerate at a pace that shocked even those who had seen his potential from an early age. As a freshman, LeBron made an immediate impact on the varsity basketball team, leading them to a state championship and drawing attention from local and national media outlets. The hype around him only grew as he progressed through high school. With each season, his statistics improved, and his highlights became the stuff of legend. He could dominate games in multiple ways, scoring, rebounding, defending, and passing with a vision that was rare even among professional players. By his sophomore year, national scouts and analysts were already comparing him to NBA greats, predicting that he would become one of the best to ever play the game. His junior year was particularly defining. He led St. Vincent St. Mary to another state title, and his name began appearing on the covers of national magazines. Sports Illustrated famously dubbed him, the Chosen One, in a 2002 issue, a title that both elevated his status and added immense pressure to his young shoulders. Few athletes had ever been In the summer of 2010, LeBron James made a decision that would ignite both celebration and outrage, a moment that defined not only his career but also the culture of modern sports. On July 8, he announced during a televised ESPN special titled The Decision that he would be leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers to join the Miami Heat, forming a super team alongside Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. The now famous words, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach," instantly became etched in sports history. The reaction was explosive. In Miami, fans rejoiced, certain that championships were on the horizon. In Cleveland, the response was visceral anger and heartbreak. Jerseys were burned in the streets, and Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert published an open letter blasting LeBron, calling his move a betrayal. Nationally, the media criticized the spectacle of the decision, arguing that it was self-indulgent and disrespectful to the city of Cleveland. LeBron, once viewed as a universally admired figure, suddenly became a polarizing athlete, cast as a villain by many. Despite the backlash, LeBron remained focused on basketball. His first season in Miami, however, did not go as smoothly as expected. The Heat began slowly, struggling to find chemistry between their three superstars. Critics reveled in their stumbles, but as the season progressed, the team found its rhythm. LeBron played with intensity, though he was still adjusting to a new role in which he was not only a scorer but also the leader of a team filled with big personalities. The Heat made it to the 2011 NBA Finals, but in a shocking turn, they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. LeBron, in particular, faced criticism for his passive play during key moments, and his reputation as someone who could not perform under pressure deepened. That loss, however, became a turning point. LeBron spent the off-season training harder than ever, working on his post-game with Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon, and reflecting on the kind of player and leader he wanted to become. He realized that he had been consumed by the pressure of living up to expectations and the weight of public opinion. He vowed to focus less on pleasing others and more on enjoying the game and fulfilling his own potential. The transformation was immediate. In the 2011-12 season, LeBron dominated the league, winning the NBA MVP award and leading the Heat to another finals appearance. This time, they faced the Oklahoma City Thunder, a young and talented team led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. LeBron played with confidence and authority, delivering clutch performances and setting the tone for his teammates. The Heat won the series in 5 games, and LeBron finally captured his first NBA championship, along with the Finals MVP award. The burden of doubt lifted, and the narrative around him began to shift. The following season cemented his status as the best player in the world. In 2012-13, LeBron put together one of the greatest seasons in NBA. LeBron's decision to join the Los Angeles Lakers in 2018 was a move that went far beyond basketball. It was a lifestyle choice, a business decision, and a statement about his long-term vision. The Lakers, one of the NBA's most storied franchises, had been struggling for years, but they offered a grand stage in Los Angeles, the epicenter of sports, entertainment, and culture. For LeBron, who had already cemented himself as one of the greatest athletes in history, the city also represented a platform for expanding his influence in media, philanthropy, and activism. The transition, however, was not immediately smooth. In his first season with the Lakers, the team showed flashes of promise but also faced setbacks. LeBron, now in his mid-30s, suffered a significant groin injury on Christmas Day in 2018, forcing him to miss extended time. The Lakers struggled without him, and despite his return, they failed to make the playoffs. Critics wondered whether his championship days were behind him, suggesting that age might finally be catching up with the superstar who had defied expectations for so long. LeBron, however, was not ready to fade. In the summer of 2019, the Lakers made a blockbuster trade, acquiring all-star forward Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans. The pairing of LeBron and Davis instantly transformed the Lakers into title contenders. The chemistry between the two stars was apparent from the beginning of the 2019-20 season. LeBron, now embracing the role of primary playmaker, led the league in assists while still scoring at an elite level. Davis provided a dominant presence in the paint, both offensively and defensively. The Lakers surged to the top of the Western Conference, and the excitement in Los Angeles was electric. Then, the world changed. In March 2020, the NBA season was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The sports world came to a halt, and uncertainty loomed over whether the season would resume. For LeBron and the Lakers, the pause was particularly difficult. They had built tremendous momentum and were favorites for the championship. But months later, the league announced it would restart the season in a controlled environment at Walt Disney World in Orlando, known as the NBA bubble. The bubble was unlike anything the NBA had seen before: no fans in the arenas, strict health protocols, and players isolated from the outside world. Many questioned how athletes would respond to such unusual conditions, but LeBron thrived. He maintained focus, adjusted his routines, and led his team through the mental and physical challenges of bubble life. Off the court, he also used his platform to speak out about social justice issues, particularly following the killing of George Floyd. Through the More Than a Vote initiative, LeBron mobilized athletes and communities to combat voter suppression, reinforcing his role as both an athlete and an activist. On the court, his dominance was undeniable. The Lakers powered through.